here. I do apologise for the quality of this stream. It's troublesome. I hope you don't, get too angry with me. I'm trying my best. Turns out my internet is crap out here. One of the reasons I don't necessarily do this too much. But hopefully it's Thursday night and you've got something else to watch whilst this drops. Doggy, yes, your name here. This is Nemo. He has 3 legs and a fin, hence Nemo was his name. Anyone who is a member, your first photo is of Nemo, actually. The little... Is this actually working properly now? Like it might be working. Anyway, if you've got questions about anything, we'll go until the stream looks like it's completely dying. If you're going to do anything, I always say it's worth doing it until everyone's totally bored and fed up of you, which is my principle on YouTube in general. Stag. cheers, your name here. Thanks so much for that. Really amazing, thank you. I tried an Ethernet cable, I wonder if that would be better. Hold on. If you've got questions, I'll try and answer them. I don't know if it's dropping streams more than I drop videos. I need to practice Isn't She Lovely and stuff anyway, so I'll just be here quietly. Joke. This thing doesn't even have an Ethernet. Okay, that's just something else. Dear. If you've got, get the major scale under your fingers first of all. Pentatonic is much easier compared to that, and just start trying to play every day, and getting improvising as part of your daily thing. No one gets results quickly. It's just what it is. Like, the life of a musician is frustrating at times. It's a long journey. So try and enjoy the process. Some days will be good, some won't be. And try and play things that you're listening to. Metronome is good, but playing along with records is also great. No, it's a Novo Ceres. It belongs to Charlie Allen. doesn't say J. I don't know exactly the model. Charlie makes it sound much better than me. Yeah. Playing through Helix and technical difficulties. Definitely prefer my Springfield, unsurprisingly. I could busk this sort of stuff if I could get. I think you need a license in X to busk, I think. Everyone's sick of that. Yeah, Pro Reverb is probably my favourite thing. Maybe the Deluxe Reverb. The VHT D50, I honestly didn't necessarily find there was too much in that amp that I loved. I think you can watch this without a TV license, Harry. Yeah, you must be able to watch this. This doesn't count as programming, surely. Yeah, personally, the VHT D50 kind of did a thing which wasn't as versatile as... Not versatile, but I don't know. I think I prefer the Deluxe Reverb in most ways. And the drive channel of that amp was not necessarily the most useful thing for me anyway. And then you have to sort of think about, I'm going to go full cable method, all that sort of bollocks. Do I ever get pinged for copyright on my videos? When I do jazz stuff on a Sunday sometimes, there are certain things that I can play that I can guarantee will get them. But I try to just avoid playing that sort of things. Like, yeah, it's just a thing. Like, I'll play chords of a song rather than being specific about things. Now, there was a question earlier. Why have I sold 95% of the amps that I've ever owned? It's probably more than that. It's probably 99, 98, 99%. Because you don't need lots of amps, in my opinion. I think you need, like, maybe you don't need any. One or two. I need to go and sort the baby. Victorious, would I rather join a major pop group on tour or 2, England win the World Cup? 2 would do nothing for me at all. I don't care about that at all. I don't watch football. And I don't have an Ampere stage at the moment, Darren West. I had one to make a couple of videos with, and they asked for it back to do some of their own stuff with it, so I don't have one. Join a major pop group on tour. I guess at a certain point in my life that would have been interesting to me, but right now it's not particularly. But yeah, you tell me. I don't know. I think of those 2 options, I think I'd rather join a pop group on tour. Easily. Because I care not at all about football. Kid is currently good. It was her second birthday a couple of weeks ago now. But hey, Aaron, how you doing? Yes, Jake said. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, my stream is crap. It keeps dropping frames. I don't know why. I need to move to London or something. But yes, the kid currently she doesn't have a duvet on her, so she's probably getting quite cold. So I probably need to go and sort that. Anders says, promote your flying machine and My Boy Jack more. They are great. I listen to them often. What about the other 2? I think there are a few more than that up now. There might be, I don't know. But yeah, it was of a time when I wanted to do more original music or original-ish music. There is there if people want to find it, but yeah, I don't know if there's much appetite for my original music. Although thank you for listening to it, Anders. How much are they, John? £400. That seems like an awful lot to busk, doesn't it? I mean, it probably is, right? Cool. London scene needs you. I don't think it needs me. It needs Jake. I don't think I have much to offer to anything anymore. So, Aaron, do you play this tune? Let me see if I can. I could get used to this, is what it was supposed to sound like, but I don't know if you. Sorry. Then this part. Yeah, don't you tour with her? Anyway, sorry, I gashed it up. Melodic chromaticism. I'm on Helix. Yeah, I could do a little bit of chromaticism. It's one of those things where a little bit of it can go quite a long way. I need to go and put the duvet on the kid. Leave some questions if you've got any. I don't know how many frames this is dropping right now. Probably a lot. Another extremely niche shirt idea. I don't believe that is dropping the whole thing. It says excellent connection. It's definitely not. It's lying. Or maybe it is excellent. I don't know. Tell me, is it working? Let me just put a duvet on the kid. well, I don't know. It's probably not working anymore, is it? I don't use the middle position much. Let's see if I can actually do 3, 4. I've not tried the NF3. Hello Lenny, that's my wife. Is it not an NF53 what I did? Yes, it's an NF53 that I uploaded. An NF3 I think is a different guitar, is it not? An NF3 is the... An NF3 is the PRS S-type. Yeah, I'm not blaming you or anything, I'm just saying that's why I thought that. It's actually a Kenny Burrell tune, but it's actually very similar. Hey Paul, New Zealand accent. You have my favourite accent, except for maybe South Africans. It does sound like Moondance though, doesn't it? Buzz Crumb. I still can't get over your name. Scott. Well, that was awful, wasn't it? Let's try and have that happen again. I want to watch Yellowstone with my wife. I'm waiting for her to come home. It is on Yellowstone, yeah. We're on like the 3rd season. How shit was the film? Scales and arpeggios are all there is to fusion. What else is there to music? Chords as well. Like all music is scales and rhythm, right? What else is there? Dynamics. Darcy's dead. Crazy Biscuit has asked, can I play the guitar intro song Lay It Down by Rat? I've never heard it before. Let me hear it for the first time here. Alexa, play Lay It Down by Rat.
Here's Lay It Down.
Alexa, volume 3.
Amazon Music.
Oh, that's that thing that Leon plays all the time. Alexa, stop. Yeah, I just recognised that from... I know that from Leon's playing, not from... I don't have anything... Right, let me try and do something really weird around that idea. Right, I'll try and do it in tune. 2, 3, 4. Make this. What dogs, Lenny, and why are you interrupting my shred, bruh? How does No More Tears go? That doesn't really work very well. It's correcting it, Hamza, sorry. This might work as well. Tell Leon, but yeah, that is where literally I recognise it from Leon. I'll tell Leon, but yeah, it's Hey Alan, I only recognise. It kind of sounds like, hold on, this as well. Let's see. I was thinking it could sound vaguely like Run. How does it go? Sorry. Actually, the little pre-chorus. Cheers, Crazy Biscuit, so much for all of this. It's a good suggestion. Sorry, I mean, this is a travesty in some ways, but it's also quite fun. Like, quite a fun thing to try. The quad cortex is not really versatile enough, in my opinion. Like, foot switching wise, still like a bunch of effects that it doesn't really cover that I find interesting. And still a bunch of amps that it doesn't cover that I don't find interesting. And they break quite easily for some reason. Although they will replace them outside of warranty at the moment, I don't necessarily trust the hardware that much. And I don't love the company, to be honest. Like, they don't need to support me, but I have heard stories from other folks that they've not been too supportive of either, which is fair enough. You can work with who they like, but yeah. FM9, yeah, I think if I was a touring pro, that would be what I would use. Crazy Biscuit has retracted his message. I wonder what it was. It was nothing too offensive, Crazy Biscuit. What is your favourite biscuit, by the way? I think I'd go with bourbon. Hamza asked, why do I use pedals with my Helix? Doesn't it do everything already? I'm not using any pedals. This is just Helix, all Helix. Tim Tam's Biscuits, McVitie's. I've not used Kemper for a long time, Jim Lancer. Yeah, Leon plays Rust quite a bit as well, right? Yeah, I just think Neural have done some very cool stuff. I think they kind of revolutionized the plugin game. I think there was a lot of heavy marketing early on, as you would need to do to make a big impact, but I still think there are definite advantages for me personally with Fractal and Helix, and I prefer the form factor of the Helix. If I was having one thing on the floor at all, it would either be the Helix or the FM9. Have I tried Genome? I haven't. I did get an email from Two Notes asking me if I'd do a demo video of it, and then I said yeah, and gave a rate, and then they went, whoever was asking went back and said, I'll ask the higher ups, but I have done videos in the past where I kind of made fun of some of the names of Two Notes products, and I don't think it went down too well. Anyway, exactly, Tour. I know a guy who worked at Two Notes at the time. Hey Finn, how you doing? Yeah, I really like the form factor of the Quad Cortex. It's just that actually the Helix is big, but it's not bigger than a normal pedal board in a lot of ways. It's not really bigger than my hybrid setup that I would use, where I've got some pedals and an HX stomp to go in front of an amp. I think the Helix is actually not huge. It's just, if you are doing fly gigs, then the FM9 is slightly smaller. So Matteo Mancuso is on some fly gigs used an FM9 because it actually fits in his luggage, whereas the Helix doesn't quite. And if you're on a big tour, then taking something like the Helix will probably be fine because someone else is paying for it, right? But yes, I imagine that whatever might come next, you'd imagine would follow the trend, which to me seems to be to go to slightly smaller pieces of gear. Hopefully, they would still have scribble strips is my one sort of thing. I don't think Line 6 are that kind of company. Hey Lee. I think Line 6 would prefer to do something themselves, in my opinion. Based on, what I know of them. I don't think they like to just copy what someone else has done to some extent. If you look at the Helix when it first came out, it was quite innovative. I think they do that sort of thing. This is not a Made in America. This is a K-Line. No, I have no NDA. I have no NDA with them. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having this conversation. But it's just just if you look at how Eric Klein, for instance, interacts on forums and stuff. It just sounds to me like they don't want to just do something else that some other devices do. I just can't actually see the headstock. It's a K-Line Springfield. Don't tellies do the in-between position thing better than Strats? I don't think so. You don't get the same thing. In fact, I don't find the middle telly position something that I've used at all on gigs. I'm either neck or bridge fully. I really like the in-between position, particularly fourth position on a Strat. Well, Fractal have already done capture. This is one of the kind of strange things about it, that there's tone capture capability in the Axe effects, but I think basically the capture limitations thing, I think within Fractal and Line 6 there is the belief that you can actually get more accurate than that with true modelling, is the sense that I get. And to some extent, like the capturing thing, it really doesn't scale to have like the full flexibility of the amp at the moment, right? Yeah. Do you think Sir guitars are worth the price? How much are they now? The one worry for me with everybody isn't captured limiting by capturing one setting of the amp. I think Stephen Ack at NAMM has actually figured out something around this. 3,200 USD over in the US, is that where you guys are? Sir guitars, I think that's not a bad price, really. I think some of them are excellent. I really like the Michael Landau signature pickups, and I really like the noiseless things that they have. For me, they're a little bit on the super stratty side. Whereas like K-lines are a little bit more vintagey in terms of feel and stuff. And the only worrying thing for me is like oftentimes when I see a Sir guitar like on Peach guitars, they tend to be around the sort of £8 mark. Whereas I think it should be possible to build a Strat type guitar and have it be under £8, sort of like £7.5. I think is what I quite like as a number, like £7.5 personally. Kemper liquid profiling didn't really seem to take off, but I think Kemper is in a position where maybe hardware is more of a limiting factor. Like, I think people do like stuff to be new. Right, I'm going to let this dog out. Ruben? Right. And I also think Kemper really took a battering by the videos that came out initially, like Quad Cortex comparisons with Rabea and stuff. So I think people took those as sort of gospel that they were more accurate. When actually, in my experience, the Quad Cortex could be sometimes a bit less accurate in some ways, but by the by. What's favourite fret sides? I think these are medium jumbos. They might be 6105. Is that a thing? I think 6105. Let me just check that. 6105 frets. Medium jumbo tool, I think, would be what is in this guitar. 2 K-lines in my car. I've never owned one. I have 3 Sirs currently. Yeah, Sir guitars are great, especially if you get. I think the earlier ones are really great. I think they scaled up production quite considerably. And whether they've done that as successfully, I don't know. I've not played enough to know. I've played. There's an ice blue Sir that Jason Wade traded with my buddy David Beebe. That one is a beautiful guitar. I played that. There's a video of that on the channel. It's a really cool guitar. The new Fender Player 2 series have rounded fret ends. Does that make a difference for you? The other brands like Sir or K-Line have this. Dave Van even asks. Sir or K-Line generally, like these are very rounded. Yeah, I would say the Player 2 stuff, the the Strat I liked way more than the Telly. Maybe I should try another one. Let me let this dog back in. Come on, Ruben. I thought fret. Yeah, I didn't notice anything special about the fret end specifically. In Psionic Audio's latest review of the K-Line, one of the things he noted, like, it's a trade-off really between having more playing surface on the fret or more sort of beveled edges, and yeah, this is very smooth. But yeah. Is the K-Line better than the Silver Sky? I would say this one definitely is. But then a Silver Sky is produced at a much larger scale than K-Line guitars are. Ruben, come here. Yes, this is Ruben. This was a dog that Liana rescued before I knew her. But he's alright. Yeah, this is my favourite guitar that I've ever had. The Silver Sky is great. Guitar logos annoy me. Sometimes I wish my old Sky red Fender would sound so much better. It's true. I think there is something about having the headstock that says Fender on it that even if the guitar isn't necessarily as great as some other things. I have no idea about. I haven't really thought about that, John. It's a good question. Semi-hems, you lose playing area. You wouldn't like James Tyler. What are James Tyler's like? They're apparently making a bit of a resurgence, aren't they? Resurgence, sorry. But yeah, those might maybe be a little bit... Are they quite like Anderson guitars? Do I have any original music out on the streaming services? Yeah, there's... You could search John Nathan Cordy, or there's a band called Boa. All that sort of... Do you not like humbuckers? I prefer single coils, yes. I prefer like a bit of zing to stuff. And and Tyler has that headstock, which is a bit ugly. Dave asks, what makes the K-Line better for you than a run-of-the-mill Fender? Well, I think it's more that a run-of-the-mill Fender, like, they are churning out Fenders at an incredible rate. And I don't know that scale necessarily always does the best thing to a product. I think the K-Line might be a little bit more like what an older Fender would have been made like. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, well, there's a few less hand on it. So I think there's two people that work at K-Line now, Chris, and he's got a guy who works with him. But it's not to say that there are not great Fender custom shop guitars, or maybe even like the Fender Eric Johnson Strat I really like as a guitar. It just happens to be that I found this one. And Nectarios asks, how is the Deluxe Reverb better than the Mesa Boogies I used to own? Well, people tell you that the Mesa Boogie stuff is unreliable or has catastrophic failures when it does. But I never had a problem with Mesa Boogies. I've had problems with I've only had two Fender amps for a very short while. I find them a little bit noisy. Yeah, but the clean tones I think are great, and I also think they take pedals really well, especially the normal channel. Yeah, and Lyle will probably be here. Like, I'm not an amp tech, but if an amp tech tells you that these things are problematic, then I'll listen. And I don't really have any particular reliable amp techs around here, so it kind of just made me think, But as I say, I don't really know. I really like the Lone Star in particular. The Mesa Boogie Mark III, that was an amp from whatever, like 1985. It was still going. It even survived being chucked around by a courier. Nectarius asked, how often do I change tubes? I never really changed tubes on. I had a Mesa Boogie Nomad from about 2006 to a year or so ago. The cats are bigger than that. And didn't need to change the tubes on those at all. But Mesa Boogies are run famously biased cold, the tubes in general. So there's not really like a load of wear on those. Whereas I think the Fenders, that's, you're going to potentially need to change them more often. But I've not changed them on those yet that I can think of. But I don't. The Pro Reverb I've only gigged like once because it's so heavy. Deluxe Reverb, Jake gigged it a few times. I've gigged it a couple of times. The amp that I gig more often than not is the Matchless Lightning clone from Rift, which is like a Rift amps have a YouTube channel. You can check it out. But that's like a hand wired thing. But I think a Matchless Lightning type amp is biased quite hot as well, right? But that amp seems to have survived so far. Doesn't look like I'm going to be watching any Yellowstone tonight, does it? So I'm going to run off once the wife comes here. Thoughts on Tonex and double Tonex, which is something crazy I've seen. When you say double Tonex, Hamza, do you mean people that have Tonex one board, like two of them on a board? Like there is a guy who makes, is it John Adams or something like that, who does YouTube videos, who's really cool. Dan wants more instruction on my chords. I did used to do more chord videos, but I ran out of chords. The Tonex, I really like those dumble captures. They're some of my favourite sort of things within the capture world, and I really like the approach, like having unattainable amps and having them captured in unattainable spaces, getting good results. I think that's a really cool approach. That's my wife. So I'm going to wrap up, I think, now. But yeah, Tonex is really good. I like that aspect for it. I think it's a nice small thing. I've done a bunch of spread triads, EJ stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping in tonight. I've never refretted the K-lines, no. This will be the one that might need it at some point, but I think we're good for a little while. Thank you so much, Crazy Biscuit, and everyone who's donated to the chat. Cheers, Sean, and I'll catch you on a video tomorrow, probably, if you guys are around. And cheers, Hamza, and thanks for contributing and getting involved, asking questions. Cheers all. Yes, Finn, I think we're here with you in a couple of weeks. Yeah. See you in a bit.